Hey y'all, this was right after I cleaned my messy space to craft, just the desk area. I have so much more to clean, but I had pulled out these flowers that I got in the purple swap over on Ginger's Corner and decided that I would use one of them on a card. I'm going to probably end up using all of them on cards, but they're all different. And they're pretty dimensional. So probably too dimensional for me to put on a scrapbook page, but they will make beautiful cards. So I pulled out, I also had this rounded edge scrap of paper that came with that swap. And so I decided to go into my my photo mats and scraps. I think I found this in scraps actually, but it is a photo mat from Creative Memories. And I'm making it the full size of an A2 card. And then I'm going to have to trim down this card just a bit. I'm measuring to see how much space I need on there, and then I can trim it to get sort of an even border around it. And luckily, the rounded corners on the other end are, I think, very much the same as my Creative Memories corner rounder. So I'm going to do that. I am going to ink them. And now I just need to figure out a layout for the card. I've also pulled, I pulled actually two different ready-made sentiments from my Paper Rose studio on the inside of their paper collections. At least one of the ones I had, it had a whole bunch of different sentiments, which is really cool. Some of them great for scrapbooking and some for cards. So I pulled out the one, I went ahead and cut them all up and put the ones that are great for cards in my little sentiment bin. And I just keep that for when I'm making a card. And if I'm stamping and embossing or stamping, I might do 2 or 3 and just put the extras in that little bin so that I can have them handy. It makes making cards faster. I'm going to use one of my new scallop dies that I got. It's actually slimline scallop dies from scrapbook.com. I had been looking for a larger border punch with a big scallop, and then I found this, and so it's got several fancy scallops and then some a plain scallop. So it took me a little while to get my sandwich right on this. This is my Scout, my Platinum Scout. So I cut the scallop. It's a little bit of a fussy scallop, so I did, especially with the glitter paper, I needed to use my pokey tool to cut out. That's why I cut ahead on this video, because it took me a few minutes to poke out all the little parts of the lacy scallop. I'm just fishtailing the title or the sentiment, and I'm going to go ahead and mat that with the same purple glitter paper that I made the scallop out of. It's a real pretty lilac color. I think I have some struggles with my glue here as well. So I'm going to use my, this glue was a freebie for scrapbook.com. All I need to do is refill my bottle for my glue. I just haven't done it because there's actually a split in the bottle that I taped up, and so I keep thinking I need to buy a new bottle, but I'm not sure I got this one and I like it, so I'm nervous to buy another one. So I'm just using some other glues right now for liquid glue, and they're fine. They take a little, it takes a little longer to dry than my art glitter glue. Art glitter glue is so fast. So I'm just hand trimming this. I'm just trying to do a thin border on this. And that'll just help tie it in so that that glitter paper appears in a couple of places. So had a few struggles with glue on this project, but that's okay. We're getting there. And this is not going to work. Sometimes I have those days. So gluing this on, I don't think I ended up having to trim it. And then just putting this card on there. And then the little lacy bit. Now I am trimming it because in this direction it didn't end evenly on a scallop. I kind of wish it had. In fact, I had looked at turning it the other way because it did fit on a scallop, but it just didn't look as good in that direction. So here I'm just trimming it and trying to get it evenly spaced on both sides so that it's symmetrical. Probably fussier than it needed to be. Oh, somebody had a loud radio on outside. And this just adds a little touch of elegance, something a little fancier for the card. And then I think about, I pull out some little gems, and I thought I was going to do some purple gems, and I start to pull them out, but the center of the flower is actually a little pale purple pearl, and I decide that I would like that better. Here I'm looking for a pearl in there. I did find one, but I'm like, nope, not going to work. Let's use these pearls. So I have both pink and then a very light pale pink, which on this card looks purple. So I'm going to use those. And then it's similar to the center. So that's why I picked them. And I decide I'm just going to do the two. And we'll do some close-ups. Please give this video a thumbs up. I love using up scraps and swaps on cards that I can then let my mom give to her friends or I give to friends to use. So I really enjoy this as a way to use up my scraps and sort of stretch my creativity to do something different. Each card I make is usually pretty unique. Not super fancy, but I love the variety. Thanks a lot, you guys, and come back to My Space to Craft for more layouts and using up my scraps for fun stuff. I do end up putting this little strip inside the card afterwards. So thanks a lot, you guys.